Hey guys, happy Monday. I am doing something totally out of the norm besides the fact that I'm going live in my closet because it's the only room in the house that's quiet right now. I'm going to answer these questions for you. I did a thread on my wall, and if you missed it, you can jump on this and you can post your questions here, and I'm happy to answer them. But I did a thread on my wall and asked what questions you would ask me. I was a guest speaker on one of my coaches' calls, and talking about my coaching business, how I built it to 6 figures in 2 years. And I was just asking, like, what would you like to know if you were one of those new coaches? I got a lot of questions. I'm going to go through and answer those. If there's anything that I missed, you can answer them. Hi, you can answer them here or ask them here, and I'll do my best. Okay, so I haven't really done this live before, which is kind of crazy. I'm still being sold on live, but hey, Misty. But here we go. So, do I need to be in fitness already? No. So I've been a fitness instructor for 20 years. That's my background. That's my network. So I was able to tap into that and connect with other fitness instructors, personal trainers, directors, people who were already in fitness, because that's what I've done my whole life. So we had that underlying passion for fitness and underlying understanding of just like we're the same people and we have the same brain. But I was able to just connect those people to this and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. And some people joined and some people didn't. But no, you don't have to be in fitness already. I work a full-time job, have 2 kids active in my church. Where in the world can I find time to build it? So this is a really powerful question. I just think that most, thanks, Jennifer. I just think that most people just don't understand what it is that we do as coaches and what type of opportunity we have in our hands that we can give to other people. Whether they decide to receive it or not is up to them. But when someone tells me I don't have time to build this, or I don't know if I have time to build this, I'm going to ask you to take a hard look at your life. And if you keep doing what you're doing right now, whatever that is, where are you going to be 2 years from now? You know, where are you going to be 5 years from now? Because that's the question that someone asked me, and I had to ask myself. And it was a swallowing your ego question. Because at that time in my life, I thought I was going to be in a different place than I was. And so once I swallowed that, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to switch things up a little bit. So I think that, you know, you have to look at, what do you want from this? Do you want to build an income and build a business? Or do you just want to be a part of the community and the fitness and the challenge groups and the friendships and all of that? If you want to build a business, you do have to make time to build a business. Initially, you're putting in, I would say, 7 to 10 hours a week. You're putting in an hour a day, and then, you know, 1 or 2 days a week, you might be doing a little bit more. But there's time. There's always time, right? There's TV shows you don't need to be watching and you can turn them off. Okay. How I built my team. Okay, so long story short, what I used to do is I used to manage fitness clubs. Okay, so I did that for 10 years and work my way from the bottom up. I mean, I literally got hired at minimum wage and had to fight for every promotion to work my way to the top in that company. And then I became a presenter for Chalene Johnson in 2006. And that was life-changing. I did all of that before Beachbody. And the reason I'm sharing that is because when I initially was working in corporate America in a fitness company and working dog hours, not making, the income. I had people underneath me who were making minimum wage and who weren't making the income. And I learned in a very short period of time that people work for people. People work for people, not companies. And I built a huge family with my staff. And if anybody's on here that used to work for me, I strived to do that. So I built really solid, strong relationships with people. I learned that. And I had like the strongest staff ever. They could move me from club to club to club and move me from position to position to position, but I always had like this rock solid staff who wouldn't leave me. And that's because I just spent time really getting to know my people and developing them. And I took that into being a presenter. And I learned so much from Sullins. Oh my gosh. And so I had that foundation going into my coaching business, knowing that every business is a people business. Every business is a people business. And if you know that going in, this was a business where I actually got to pick my team. So think about that, right? If you work at a job, like you have to work with the people you work with. And sometimes you like them and sometimes you don't. But what if you had your own business and you got to pick your team? So when I started this, that's what I did. I thought, this is awesome. It's fitness. It's motivating people. It's helping people get amazing results. I want to get amazing results and build a business. So I identified who I thought would be an amazing coach, and better yet, who I wanted to work with. Like, that's key, because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to relationships. So some of those people I did connect with immediately upon becoming a coach when I did not know what the heck I was doing. And Shauna was one of those. She was my best friend at the time. We used to manage different clubs. She was the first person I went to. I was pumping gas, and I told her, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm signing up for this fitness business with Beachbody, and it's amazing, and we need to do it together. And she jumped in. And some people I did approach right away, and some people signed up and some people didn't. But then I also just built it through social media. If you guys are on here, you know that, like, you've seen me, and it's just me sharing my heart. I feel like I've ran a business and built a business leading with my heart. And then a part of that just comes from being extremely grounded in who I am, where I came from. All the crap I've been through in my life was for something. It was for something. Can I get an amen on that? And so I look for people who are just like me. And that's what you should do as a coach. You're looking for people who are just like you, like your same social style, your same personality, people who have things in common with you. For me, that's fitness and teaching fitness classes and turbo. And I've always been in some type of leadership role in my career. So that's who I look for. I look for happy, positive, motivated people that already love fitness. Like, I don't need to motivate these people to work out because they already love fitness. They're just doing it for free or not getting paid what they could if they had their own business. And I look for people who are already in some type of leadership role within their life. It doesn't have to be what we do, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I started this. But I look for people who already have a natural leadership ability. I look for extremely humble, down-to-earth, grounded, real, tell it like it is people who want to help other people who have been through crap in their life, but they don't whine about it. They want to do something about it. And that means changing their life and helping other people change their life. So that's really how I built my team, and I just share the business with everybody, and I don't care. Like, the value of what we have is incredible. And that alone is a separate video. How did I decide to go all in? I was let go of my full-time job which I feel like I almost wished that to happen. And that is true, because whatever you think about becomes your life. And for the last year I was there, I was miserable. And all I would do was talk about it and whine about it and think about it and dream about it until one day it just happened where it was gone. And things like that don't just happen. I literally probably willed that to happen, but it was meant to be, because it was literally like, okay, I either need to buckle down and do this and figure it out, or I'm going to have to go back into the same, career and work myself from the bottom up all the way over again. And I don't want to do it. I'm so tired of it. There's nowhere for me to go there. So I went all in. Do I need to have all the answers? No, because I still don't have all the answers. You guys can ask me questions here and I'll be like, I don't know. But what I do know is, I do know that it's a people business. I do know that you have to share with people what you want from this and where you want to go and where you want to take it, and have blind faith in the fact that people are just going to receive it. You can be talking, to how many people that one person is going to understand who you are and get you for you and want to be a part of what you're doing. Like, I'm going on this success train. Who's going with me? I literally remember saying that to a handful of my friends when I first signed up. And I had this confidence about where I was going, what I was doing before I even did anything. How much time do I need to put into it? I kind of talked about that before. It just kind of depends on what you want from it. My whole first year and a half, I was working full-time downtown Chicago, and I wasn't allowed to use my phone at work or a computer. So I was really limited to what I could do. I listened to personal development CDs to and from work, which was an hour commute. And then at lunch, when I had my lunch break, I would literally have meetups. Like, I would have lunch dates. I would schedule lunch dates with friends just to talk to people and connect with people. So it's not like you need a ton of time. You just need to be doing the right activities. And in the beginning, and really always, you're simply sharing with people what it is that we do, either as a business or as customers joining into a challenge group. Do you have to have a strong social media following already? You don't have to. I had a following from TurboKick, from being a presenter, but I also built that following. I was a presenter 2 years before I was a coach, and I did a ton of social media training through Sullins. People laugh at me, but laugh at me, whatever, but this is funny. And this shows you that anybody can do anything. When I got hired as a presenter for Sullins, it was in 2006. Okay, I became a coach in 2008. In 2006, I did not even own a computer. I did not have a Facebook account. I did not have anything. Like, I didn't even have an email, or I had an email, but I didn't know how to get into the email. And Sullins hired us through an email, like sent us an acceptance letter through email. And I remember, like, I don't even know how to get in the email to find it. Like, that is how much I learned in a very short period of time, through following a business mentor. So I did have a following, but I also built my following. I hope that answers your question. I'm not a social butterfly, and I have anxiety when I reach out to people. Have you or any other successful coaches had this? So people may or may not know this about me, but I was an extreme introvert growing up. I know, you're all falling on the floor. But I was an introvert growing up, and what kind of brought it out of me was being a fitness instructor and working for Sullins. We did a ton of public speaking training. And because I was talking about TurboKick, which is something I love, 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 love to this day, it didn't feel like public speaking. So I was willing to do it and to get better at it. So although you see me speaking on videos and webinars and getting on stage in front of people, it is not who I was growing up. I worked really hard to get to where I am because it's not about me. It's not about me feeling uncomfortable, so I'm not going to get on video and talk to people about this amazing business. You know what I mean? So do I get anxiety? Yes, I do. Do I like to talk about it? No. I would not consider myself a social butterfly. I do like people and like to be around people, but I would not consider myself a social butterfly. My best friend Shauna is the definition of a social butterfly. So, and I have many leaders underneath me who are earning six figures and beyond, who are introverts and who are building their business strictly through social media. So it can and is being done. How many hours a day did you work? What did your time look like spent on what activities? What were your numbers like? In general, like I said, the first year and a half, I had one foot in the door. I was working full time and I was mentally, emotionally, physically just being sucked dry, doing something I didn't love anymore, and just, it was just not a good place. So during that time, I was doing what I could do. And I think that that's what this is about. You have to look realistically at your lifestyle and what you're willing to compromise to build this and what your goals are. Okay. Once I got let go of my job and I was on unemployment, then of course I went all in and I was definitely working 40 hours a week. But am I working 40 hours a week now? And that is really important, you guys, because that's what people don't get about this. And I'm going to have to put the income disclaimer up here because I'm going to start talking. I'm going to start hopefully not getting in trouble. But what's amazing about this type of a business is you're working a lot in the beginning for a little, and in the end you're working a little for a lot because it grows over duplication. So another way for me to say it is this: I am not the success of my business. I am not the success of a six-figure then turning into a seven-figure business. What has brought me that success is the leaders on my team. The leaders on my team that are growing huge organizations alongside me are what has grown my business to where it's at. And it has changed their lives and given them freedom and allowed them to live this amazing, awesome lifestyle that we're just so excited to share with everybody else. So you can only ultimately grow a huge organization, whatever that means to you, by helping people achieve their goals first. In turn, you have to build leaders underneath you. So to answer that question, yes, I was working 40 hours, but I only had to do it for a period of time to find the right people, help those people build their businesses to the point where I could let go. And Shauna is a perfect example of that. Shauna was my first coach, placed on my weak leg. She didn't work her business for a couple of years until her daughter was born, and she didn't want to go back to work anymore. She wanted to work from home and be present in her daughter's life every single day. And heck, flippin', yeah, that's what this is all about. And she just hit the Million Club in February. So helping her build her business helps me build my business. So in turn, that's what you're doing, is you're helping people grow a business. And you know, I'm not a detailed person. I wish I could pull out a notebook and be like, here, this is what I did, and this is what I did, and this is how many, like, I don't know. But I know that I didn't go to bed every night until I talked to at least one person every single day about joining my team. And if that's all I did every single day, then that was the most important thing I could do. because you can't motivate people to do this. You have to find people who share your vision, who want what you want, and who get you for you, and they want to change their life through this. So you just need to talk to a lot of people. Definitely need to talk about how this is a real business. Your efforts will pay off, but it takes consistency and a lot of personal development. Yes. So I will be right back. Brooklyn's calling. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you didn't leave me. Because when you're going live, you feel like you're talking to yourself. Am I the only one? Okay. I don't know. Okay. How this is a real business. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to try not to talk about this for too long, but yeah. So it's just, you know, there's a stigma out there about just that this isn't real and only certain people can be successful and it doesn't work, and even if you are successful, you could lose it all tomorrow, blah 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 blah. You have to look at this, and how I always looked at this is me being the CEO of my own business. Okay, so I'm an independent coach for Team Beachbody. I'm representing their billion-dollar fitness brand. Hello. Who do you talk to that does not know P90X, Insanity, 21-Day Fix, right? Because it's just everywhere. So you're partnering with a brand, a very powerful brand in the fitness industry, okay? The difference is that this is your own business versus you being an employee, right? So how I like to explain it to my coaches is to try to get them to wrap their brains around it, but it's like no different than you franchising, let's say, a Starbucks, you know, or a fitness studio, and going down the street, or a restaurant and opening that business down the street, right? But you have the brand name behind you. You have the brand name of Beachbody that you are representing. And if you were to do something like that, you would have a business in a box plan. Meaning, like, if you were to franchise with a company like that, they're not going to just be like, oh, here you go, run it however you want. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to give you a business plan to follow to be successful. So it's the same thing with coaching. And then what's different is just you're putting yourself into it, because people are going to join people that they like and they trust. And you're going to find people, and you're going to build your team with people that are just like you. But it is real. It's real. It's really real. And it's just like anything else. You got to do your homework. You got to read the comp plan. You got to read books on businesses like this, and you need to follow business mentors who have already done what you want to do. You have to follow business mentors who have already done what you want to do, and then you need to map out your business plan, and you need to go to work. But the reason this is so much better than everything, besides that it's fitness, and fitness isn't going anywhere, and it's health and fitness, and it's helping not only change lives but save lives. My husband has two of his own businesses. He has a construction business, and he has two MMA gyms, and all the income that is made through his businesses go right back into the businesses. Or a business like this, you know, you're profiting what you're earning. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. And as far as my earnings, and I will put the income disclaimer on here, I went from unemployment checks in 2010. By the end of 2010, I matched my full-time income at my previous corporate job. And then the following year, I cleared a 6-figure income through Beachbody. And I worked my butt off for it, but I loved every second of it. And heck yeah, it was flippin' worth every second, because those people are still with me. They're still on my team. They're growing huge businesses. And that's where you really reap the reward from this, is not the closets and the dream house. And, I get to be home every day with my kids, and I'm able to help coaches on my team fulfill their dreams as well. Where do you find the focus to be consistent every day? How do you find that umph within yourself to keep going within the daily habits and not just sit back and hope it happens? I feel like that's a double-edged sword question. I'm a sapphire. Like, my social style is like this. I'm big picture, big goal person, but I'm not organized like this, right? So I'll be totally honest, and what motivates me is doing like 60-day runs in my business. So like I'll take a goal and I'll break it down to 60 days, and I'll work my butt off for, let's say, 60 days, and then I'll take my foot off the gas pedal and take a little break. I kind of do the same thing with my fitness. So you got to find what works for you. It's your business. You don't ever want to feel like, oh, I have to go work my business today. Hello, that's why you have your own business, so it's fun. You can't hope it happens. You have to have a plan in place. You have to write it out, map it out, and then you got to work your plan. Does being a master trainer give you an advantage to get coaches under you? No. The only advantage I had was the amazing training that I received through Sullins Johnson that I could probably never thank her for, and she would say that I am thanking her every single day by living out my dreams and sharing it with others, because that's how amazing she is. But no, I did not have any advantage besides the fact that I had built a network of other fitness professionals on social media. But what I will say is this: it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many people you have in your circle or how many people you know. It's how many people do you have influence with, and how many people are you bold enough to, reach in and share your life with theirs and share this opportunity. And there's many presenters. I'm no longer a master trainer, but there's many presenters I signed up with the exact same day that really didn't do anything with this. So how do you remember where all your coaching clients are in their fitness journey? Julie, yes, and I need to message you one-to-one on that one. We run online virtual challenge groups through an app. As you know, you're in that app, but I'm just kind of answering this for everybody. So all of our customers come in, they have the workout program through Beachbody, they have the nutrition plan. I'm simply the accountability coach. And it's kind of like your business. It kind of mirrors the business in the aspect that, like, a lot of people will join, but only a couple of them are really sticking with it and doing something. The ones in the middle are kind of like, jumping in for 30 days and then they fall off. But then they come back again and they fall off. But then they come back again, right? So there's not as many people as you may think that are actually like consistently in the challenge groups that I need to keep track of like that. The last one, unless you guys throw any more at me, how do you explain the value of what we have to offer to people, short, sweet, and to the point, like without you verbally puking all over the conversation? Such a great question, and I wrote that. I feel like the people don't know what I do until I share it with them, because I see it as in a totally different way than they do, right? And until they know what I know, they can't make the decision whether or not they want to join, okay? So that's always been my mindset, and my strategy is making friends first, just getting to know people. I'm as much looking for people on my team as much as they're looking at, do they want to do this? Does that make sense? So it's kind of that back and forth. And as much as you can openly talk on social media about what it is that you do as a coach and drop and sprinkle nuggets here and there, I think it's important to have a YouTube video or 2 or 3 out there, you really spilling your guts about how this has impacted your life, what your goals are with it, why you believe in it, and direct people to that YouTube video. Or I built my whole business through webinars, hosting Get Physically and Financially Fit webinars initially. And I would just invite people to come watch, come hear my story. We're going to raffle stuff off, and let people just, decide for themselves. Put them in front of it, let them know how amazing and how awesome this is, and if they decide to do it, we're going to do it with them. But that is my goal. I just want to bring people into my party. I want to bring people to my party, and my party is, on a webinar or on a video, something like that. But I tell people that I have my own fitness business within Beachbody, and I help people physically and financially get in the best shape of their life. And most of the time, they kind of know what it is that you're doing because they see you posting on social media. So then I just try to bridge that into inviting them to learn more to see if it's right for them. So, all right, I don't see any other comments, but thank you guys for watching. And if you have any other questions, feel free to post them here. Let me know if this was helpful. If you know someone that may be interested in doing this, you can feel free to share this with them. And if more questions come through, I'll do my best to answer them. Cheers.